It might surprise some of you to know I've never made chaffles before. I really wasn't a huge fan of them, and there's a number of reasons for that I'm going to tell you about, but I finally decided it was time. Today, we're doing Chris Cookin' Nashville's take on the carnivore waffle, the chaffle. So I have to be honest, I've never been a big fan of chaffles. It's not that I don't like the way they taste, I just don't feel like they work for any of the things you would think they should work for. There's a few things that I wanted to address if I was gonna come up with a chaffle recipe. The first thing I wanted to figure out was how do we make it not taste like
cheese.
I love cheese. When I wanna eat cheese, I wanna eat cheese. When I eat a waffle, I just don't want it to taste like cheese. The second thing is the use of baking powder. Now, not every recipe out there uses baking powder, but a lot of them do. And you can find some fairly clean baking powders, but a lot of baking powders out there have a bunch of weird additives. They use things like cornstarch, so you're adding in extra carbs. There's just a bunch of stuff there I didn't want to play around with, so I needed to figure out a way to make it rise and give you the puffy texture without using baking powder. Another thing I noticed about a lot of recipes, in an effort to get away from it tasting like cheese, ended up using different kinds of flour. Almond flour, coconut flour, which may or may not be something you like. More importantly, a lot of them don't work on a carnivore diet if you're trying to avoid those sorts of things. And I'm not a huge fan of the way pork panko tastes in something like a waffle. The last issue for me was the use of gum or other kinds of thickeners. So xanthan gum is a very common technique for getting that kind of crispiness and the chewy, bouncy texture that would be something like gluten would be in a bread product. I just don't think a carnivore waffle is one of those places where it should be included, so I needed to figure out how do we get xanthan gum or any of those other gum type thickeners out of the waffle. I think I have achieved all four of these things. I have addressed all of these issues in a way that, at least for me, makes me very happy, and quite honestly, it's gonna do a lot more than just chaffles. You guys make sure to stick around on the channel for future videos coming soon, but right now, I'm gonna show you my version of the carnivore waffle, or the chaffle, and I think this might be worthy of submitting as one of the best ones out there. Let's make Chris Cookin' Nashville's carnivore waffles. So this recipe is done for you guys in ratios. I'm going to show you how to make a single batch, which uses 1 egg, and then you can scale this up for however many waffles you need to make. This waffle recipe makes 4 of the small waffles if you have the mini dash type waffle maker or something similar, or if you're like me and you tend to cook things for multiple people, you can get one of the large waffle makers that makes 4 square waffles in one great big waffle that you can then cut apart perfectly, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to give you the ratios for a single recipe, and then you can calculate up from there for however many you need to use. So the very first thing we're going to need is 4 ounces of cream cheese. You could also use something like mascarpone, or I think you might even be able to get away with Greek yogurt or some sour cream if it's one of the thicker kinds. You might have to adjust ratios of other ingredients coming soon. This, I'm going to use cream cheese to make this. Now, I know a bunch of you out there are saying, Chris, you just said you're gonna make a chaffle recipe that doesn't taste like cheese, so the first thing you're going to use is cream cheese, which tastes like cheese. This guy's absolutely crazy. I mean, he's using cheese and he says it's not gonna taste like cheese. And yes, you're right, I am using cheese, but we're going to do something that makes it taste not like cheese. So the first thing I need to do is soften my cream cheese. I'm gonna throw it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to do that. If you don't wanna microwave it, just let it sit on the counter for an hour, should be good to go. Now that my cream cheese is softened, I'm going to use a hand mixer. You could use a stand mixer or beaters or a whisk and a wooden spoon if you really have the arm muscles for it. I'm definitely not going to be trying that. My arm will not do that. Unlike the Italian grandmas, I'm going to use an electric mixer because it's gonna make my life a lot easier. I'm gonna go ahead and mix this cream cheese up to make sure it is a consistent temperature all the way through. Now, the next order of ingredients is going to be really important. Make sure you do these in the right order so you can avoid clumps. The next thing we have is 1 tablespoon of beef gelatin. I told you guys I didn't want to use any of the xanthan gums or any of that kind of stuff, but I figured out beef gelatin in the right amount does a fantastic job, and it does give you a little bit of that crispy outer layer we're looking for on a carnivore waffle. So 1 tablespoon of beef gelatin, and I'm going to sprinkle it in slowly as I am mixing this mixture. You may want to make sure you have a heavy bowl just so it doesn't scoot off the counter. Now that I have the beef gelatin incorporated, I'm gonna add in 1 teaspoon of egg white powder. If you guys are privy to the fact that Now brand egg white powder started adding in sunflower lecithin, you know that the egg white powder that a lot of people ended up buying lately will not whip. This is a recipe, as long as you're okay with the sunflower lecithin, where it does not matter, and you can actually use that egg white powder that you might have sitting around that you feel like you wasted your money on. This is just 1 teaspoon. We don't need very much. I'm gonna go ahead and dump that in, mix it in really well also. Now I hear what you're saying, Chris, I don't like egg white powder. I can't get egg white powder. There's no egg white powder wherever I'm from. It's too expensive, all of these different things. I hear you. Stick around later in the video because I've got an option for you too. Now, if you have done this correctly, you're going to end up with what is probably a very thick mixture, almost the texture of cake frosting. If you're trying this with Greek yogurt or sour cream, you may have more water content in that. So if it's not quite thick enough, you might need to add a little bit more egg white powder. But be careful, because if you add too much, you're gonna end up eating a memory foam pillow instead of a carnivore waffle. Man, I have eaten a bunch of those things in my days testing recipes. Now that we have this thick mixture, we can go ahead and add in 1 egg. We're gonna mix that all together very well until we have a completely homogeneous batter. Now that's about 3 minutes of mixing. I wanna make sure it's really well combined because the next couple of steps are gonna happen pretty quickly. The last ingredient that I have, which is gonna go into our batter, baking soda. This is how I'm getting away from the whole baking powder issue because it reacts with the acid of the cream cheese or the sour cream or the yogurt, if you choose to go that route, will give us the lift that we need for this to be puffy. This is only 1/4 teaspoon for this amount of batter. It's still plenty. Make sure you don't go too heavy on it. It's actually a slightly scant 1/4 teaspoon just to make sure. Baking soda is just a mineral. There is nothing else added to it. It is alkaline salt and can be mined straight out of the ground. Works really well for me. If you don't like using it, I understand, but this does a great job in this mixture. But we don't want to put it in yet. We're going to put this in very shortly before we cook this. So before I mix this in, I need to get a waffle maker out. This is the waffle maker that I've got. This is also made by Dash, but as you can see, it is made for 4 of the small square waffles that are all cooked as 1 waffle. This lets me do either large waffles or cut it apart into 4 and do 2 hamburger buns. Use whatever waffle maker you have. I'm gonna let this come up to temperature, and once it gets up to temperature, I'm gonna brush it with bacon grease. You can use any kind of animal fat that you would like. We're gonna go ahead and add our baking soda into our batter, mix it thoroughly for about 30 seconds and let it sit for a minute, and then we can make our waffle. Our waffle maker is up to temperature. The baking soda has been mixed into this mixture and it has been sitting for about 1 minute. It's time to cook up a waffle. So if you're not a fan of egg white powder, you can also use 1 tablespoon of whey protein isolate. There's also a bunch of flavored whey protein powders out there that I know people on keto and even sometimes carnivore diets like to use. You might even be able to use one of those and add some flavor to your waffle. It takes a tablespoon instead of a teaspoon because you don't have the same protein reaction, but it is a great option if you can get a hold of whey protein. Now that the waffles are ready, we're gonna go ahead and plate it up, and we're gonna see what Ash, who does not like eggs and does not enjoy chaffles because of the cheese and egg flavor, what she actually thinks. Now, I'm gonna plate this the keto way with my keto syrup, which I will link down below my pancake and syrup video, so you can go make that if you like. Also going to suggest, if you're carnivore, that you put a fried egg over top of this with my Bermonte butter sauce, which I will also link down below, and maybe a sprinkle of cheese, possibly even some sausage or bacon. Let's go ahead and plate this up, and let's see what my wife thinks. There are the carnivore waffles, plated in a keto style, but you could also do them carnivore. Remember that Bermonte is linked down below, as well as the pancake video where I made this keto syrup. Let's see what Ash thinks.
Well, they look amazing.
She does not know which is which.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna start to the one closest to me. They smell good. Man, I gotta tell you, I was a little nervous. I've had chaffles once before, and I did not like them. I was not really very excited when you told me this is what you were filming. This is really good. So there's no taste of egg or cheese. They actually kind of remind me of the waffles that I would get going out to a place like Waffle House. You got that little crunch on the outside, soft inside. Oh, it's just delicious. So then this one. I like this one a lot. Same thing, I don't taste egg, I don't taste cheese. This one tastes really buttery to me for some reason. Maybe it was just the bite that I got. I would gladly eat either one of these any day of the week. I guess it depends on how you like your waffle. I know some people like their waffles more like well done, like really crispy, yet soft on the inside. That was the first one. This one, I can just taste a texture difference where this one's a little bit softer. That's really the only difference though that I noticed. The flavor to me, pretty much the same. So what's the difference?
The one you're eating right here is made with the egg white powder. And the other one is made with whey protein. When you use more whey protein like that, you don't have as much protein that is going to set like egg white powder. I have people ask all the time, can I use whey protein instead of egg white powder in recipes? This is a good example of a time when you can, but how you can't just swap egg whites for whey protein and expect to get the same results. I have to use 1 tablespoon of the whey protein because the proteins of whey protein do not set the way egg white proteins do. And so in a lot of recipes, you cannot switch the two. Even in a recipe like this, if you can switch the two, they still work differently and you get a very different result because of it.
Now knowing the difference, both are amazing. I would eat either one of these any day of the week. I will say though, the one with the egg white powder to me is softer and it has more of a buttery flavor, and the one with the whey protein definitely still works, but it is a little bit drier, not as fluffy, not as buttery. To me, I think with the egg white powder reminds me exactly what I ate growing up. I feel like I'm at Waffle House right now, so I am a really big fan of that. Both are good, but I would say if you can, the egg white powder is where it's at.
The egg white powder does tend to leave it softer, more setting of the proteins, which counteracts that eggy thing that a lot of chaffles have, instead of using whey where you have to have more of the powder to absorb more of the moisture. Protein will not set as easily and you tend to need a little bit more. You might be able to get away with a little less whey than I'm using. You're still gonna have to probably use more whey powder than you do egg white powder just because of the difference in how the protein sets when you cook it. So it's 2 different options, it's 2 different outcomes. You can try both, see what you like. If you don't wanna have to get egg white powder or you can't source egg white powder wherever you are, hopefully you can get whey protein powder and just make sure there's no added junk or flavoring in there. Or if it's a flavor that you really like and it's one that you're okay with using on your diet, then you can use one of the flavored kinds and add a little bit of flavor in there as well.
These are way better than any chaffle I've ever had. I think your carnivore version with the fried egg and the Bermonte butter sauce, like I'm drooling. I bet that would be amazing. I also think you could just make these plain and use them as like sandwich bread or as burger buns, and I would totally be okay with that.
I put a lot of work into figuring out exactly how to get these to turn out this way. I may improve them over time, so keep an eye on the channel because because you just never know. I hope you guys try this, and I really hope you enjoy it because it's been a labor of love for me to get it exactly right. All of my links are down below, including my brand new Chris Cooking Nashville private community. We would love to see you guys in there because we're gonna do amazing things, including some special sandwich recipes using my brand new Chow recipe for all my band members. This is Chris Cooking Nashville, my beautiful wife, Ash Taylor. You guys eat your meat, sometimes your Chow when they're Chris Cooking Nashville style. Love your life. We'll see you here in the kitchen and hopefully in that private community link down below for a bunch more fun, interesting recipes.
Why are these so tasty? I literally eaten the whole plate like while we've been sitting here. I hope you didn't want some of these. These are so good. Am I at Waffle House?